Oh my God. There's air bubbles in the syringe. I'm going to die. Hey everybody. A lot of people worry about air bubbles in the syringe when they first start injecting testosterone, right? Now this is a valid concern for beginners. But today, I want to kind of just take you through the worst case scenario, close up, just to show you what that looks like, and then sort of explain why this is not the end of the world and how you can continue with the injection by taking a few precautions and not sort of abandoning everything. So I just want to let you know that this is my personal way of doing things, and this is not medical advice. So before you take any sort of medical action, always consult your physician or your doctor or your medical practitioner before you move forward with anything like that. But I'm going to move now to the close-up view. I'm going to put a whole bunch of air into the syringe so that you can see what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you the precautions that you can go to get rid of it and continue with the injection. So let's get to it. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to show you how I draw testosterone, deliberately getting air and bubbles into the syringe. Now, as you can see, for this demo, I'm using a thin needle so that it's harder to draw and so that it gets finer air bubbles when I do suck up some air. But usually you would use a thick needle to draw the testosterone and then swap needles with a thinner needle for injecting it. But for the demo, I wanted to keep it thin. And if you touch or happen to touch the needle like I did here sloppily because I was in a rush to create this demo, then just swap the needle with a clean one before injecting, or be more careful. All right, so as you can see, there's a big air pocket as well as a bunch of little air bubbles in the syringe. And this used to put me off a lot in the beginning, and I'd start again in the past and do everything all over again. But after a bit of further research and experience, I've realized it's not the end of the world, provided you take the following precautions. So number one, you remove as much of the air as possible. So you do the usual method of sort of flicking the syringe and trying to get as many of the bubbles to go to the top as possible. And then you squeeze that main pocket of air at the top out. And if there are still a bunch of little air bubbles in the solution, you try tap it again a little bit and try and get those as many of those as you can to the top and try squeeze those out as well. But ultimately, you're going to be left with, you may have a couple of little bubbles left in the solution, and that's not the end of the world. Okay, the other two precautions you can take is to make sure, number one, that you're injecting into the correct place, right? You want to be injecting into a muscle or subcutaneously into fat, but not into a vein. And the other precaution you can take is before you inject, make sure that you aspirate. Now, if you don't know what aspiration is or how to do it or where you should be injecting, then just check out the other videos on my channel that I've done about this. Links in the description. One final note, let's say you do all of this and there's still a lot of air or bubbles in the syringe and you're freaking out a little bit, and you want to play it safe. Well, what you can do then is you can just inject or push that testosterone back into the vial or the ampule, get it all out of the syringe, and then you can just repeat the process again, either with the same syringe and needle or with a different one. It's totally up to you until you're comfortable that you've drawn testosterone and you're comfortable with the amount of air or the air bubbles in the syringe, or until you get it right and there's no air at all. Now, with time, you will learn how to draw almost flawlessly. Don't panic, don't stress. It took me a while to get this right too. I also had these concerns in the beginning when I started, but I've been doing this for years now, and I've slowly learned that a couple of little air bubbles in the solution is not the end of the world, as I've shown you here today. Okay, that's it. I hope that puts your mind at ease. Not the end of the world, so don't stress too much. However, if you do have concerns about this still, or you're still a little bit wary or paranoid about it, then just have a chat with your prescribing doctor. Also check the description of this video because I've put links there for a couple of other videos that I've done on injecting in air bubbles, on aspirating, as well as where you can inject your testosterone. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.